Round one.
Oh shit, was I muted? Fuck. Yo. Anyway, thank you for tuning in here. Another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin. Where do all fights start?
Round one.
Round one. Shit, I was muted. Anyway, show must go on. But what I was saying was, you know what today feels like when I woke up this morning? I woke up this morning, I was like, you know what today is? Feels like a good purse bidding day. The weather is nice for a purse bid, right? The weather is beautiful. Oh shit, we got a purse bid in Puerto Rico. What do you know? Winky dink. Listen, today is a good day. I think we're gonna get some answers today. The deadline was given to Keyshawn Davis. They gave him a 72-hour extension to both parties, Keyshawn and Devin. Now, as far as this morning on 24/7 Boxing News, right? I went up there and I checked out to see if maybe in the wee hours of midnight, Devin and Keyshawn came to an agreement, right? So the article they put out an article and they were like pushing around some numbers to see where the chips fall or how they have to fall to favor Keyshawn Davis. As you all know, Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney have entered a first bid as of right now. I'm currently on the WBO World Boxing Organization channel, and we're all started waiting for it to start. So, oh shit, it's starting. They starting to move some shit around right now. Okay. So look, it's not starting yet. They just like switched the picture. So let's walk over the particulars. Let's walk over the particulars and what I think has to transpire in order for Keyshawn to get what he's asking for. Now, according to 24/7 Boxing News, according to their sources, Devin Haney has finalized and signed everything he needed. His side of the street is done. The only person that it's the side that's not finished is Keyshawn Davis. Now, I went on YouTube and I went looking around and shout out to Coach Malachi. He has an interview with Keyshawn Davis's trainer and they're talking about the particulars of what's going on. And I want to touch on that just a little bit. Okay? Keyshawn Davis's side is saying, yo, Bill Haney needs to shut his fucking mouth. Bill Haney, every time we make negotiation, we say something, he quickly runs to fucking Twitter, social media, and posts everything, right? And that Keyshawn Davis's side don't appreciate that because, you know, they're saying this is what a negotiation is about. You send an offer, we say no, we send a counter offer, you send an offer, we look it over, we tell you what we like and what we don't like. That's called negotiations. And negotiations are ongoing. And they need to be a bit more private. And I'm like, no, we're not going back to the caveman days. Okay? Boxing fans are fed up with this shit. We are fed up. We are fed up with the way the boxing is run. We are kept in the dark about everything. We have blind scoring going through the whole fight. No one knows what the score is. We're kept in the dark with that. We're kept in the dark with the judging. How are they viewing the fight? We're kept in the dark about the real things about what's going on behind the scenes and who's ducking who. And why is this fight not being made? Is it over the money? Is it the fighters? We've gotten this far, and the fans have pushed back, but the WBO has heard you, And the WBO's saying, look, fans, you guys are entitled to a little bit. We're going to let you in the room. We're going to put this on a world stage. Right? You might, all of us, we might not be in the back room where everything is finalized and the particulars, but we've gotten here in boxing. Keyshawn Davis, his head trainer, come out and say, no, you shouldn't be posting this, Bill. No, Bill, post on, brother. Post on. We're not going backwards. If this is what it takes to get these fights, to reveal your side, to see if you're trying to price yourself out, well, then make that public so that we know you were pricing yourself out. And that it was actually you that didn't make this fight happen because of your greed. Too many hands in the cookie jar. Those are some of the questions, biggest questions. Why weren't some of these big fights back then ever made, guys? Why? I don't think it was because of the fighters. It was because of the money. The guys with the suits and ties. I blame a lot of these fights on them, the networks, the promoters. And we have finally gotten to an era where we're the fans, the people that pay for the fights, the people that buy the seats. We're finally like, show me what you got. Show me what's going on. And they're finally going here, and this guy's over here talking about, no, we should be more private. Nope. Move up with the era, buddy. Keyshawn Davis is head coach. You got to move up with the times. Okay? The boxing fans that we have gotten us here, we're getting a little bit of transparency about what really takes place behind the scenes. And this guy is over here going, no, Bill Haney, man, you're going out putting all our business all over social media. That's what we've been asking for years. A little transparency between us and the fighters. What's really going on? And this guy, what are you hiding? Why is it that you don't like that Bill's putting this all out there? Bill got nothing to hide. Bill's being transparent with the public. What, you don't like that? And I'm not taking shots at Keyshawn Davis's head coach. This is not what this is at all. I'm just alerting him to the era that we are now currently in. I'm a grown-ass man. I like to be private. Don't ever come to my gym, boxing my guys, filming it, and putting it on social media. You'll never be invited back. Okay? Sparring is sacred. There are certain things in boxing you really don't need to be putting on social media. Anything with my family, my wife. Yo, I know you guys love that shit. And for social media, the content creators that deal with the drama, they're going to eat that shit up. I can't tell them what to do. They're going to do what they're going to do. As far as a boxing channel, I think it's our due diligence to respect these men's lives. They're just like me and you. They have problems. They have wife problems, kid problems. They're not, they're human. So other than that, you guys know how I do. We don't really embark on he say, she say. What we embark is fights, the sweet science, the who's beating who's going to fight next, who knocked out this guy, who's the champion. We want to keep boxing pushing. And sometimes as I'm a content creator and I create, these shows, I'll get things wrong from time to time and I'll get a lot of things right. But the one thing I want to keep at the forefront is boxing and how I'm passionate about boxing and how I want to keep boxing alive. I don't think that my videos have to be all the time about bashing the guys in the sport just to get a click, view, or like. I know it's entertaining for most of us, yes, but sometimes we have to talk boxing and real shit that happens behind the scenes that we are not privileged to. The WBO is starting a new thing. Maybe the rest of the organizations will follow suit. Put some of these things up. Not all fights are going to go to a purse bid. No. They're going to agree to it, but give us that. Give us that insight too. We didn't have to go to a purse bid. We came to an agreement and this was the agreement. Boom, we got ourselves a fight. We know we got ourselves a fight. And when you see crazy shit happen in boxing, you got to remember that some of these things do take place. Sandor Martin and Devin Haney went into a purse bid. One person bidded on it. That fight was supposed to happen. Somebody won the purse bid, bidded on the fight, won the rights to the fight. Why didn't that fight ever happen? Remember, Devin Haney was the put or champion in recess behind that. Took his belt because he didn't take that Sandor Martin fight. And quietly, that belt disappeared from Devin. That was the consequence for not taking that fight. There were penalties to that. This is public and it just started. Yo, he's talking. Yo, if I gotta learn how to take the sound off from you guys so that I can hear it, but you guys can't. Now, how do I do that? That's interesting. Uh, what is he saying? Hold up. Maybe I can you guys hear that? Because now I can't. I can't hear shit. I don't hear this guy. Hold on. Okay. Let me. Oh, I hear him. Okay. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear? Oh, I think I should have been sitting back listening to this and then went live after it. Is that what you guys? I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm not sure right now. Uh, I think I want to go watch this WBO bid, and then we'll hop back on it and we'll talk about it because I really need to see what is going on here. All right, they entering the bids. Let me see what's going on. Uh Give me a second. Jesus, I want to hear this. Why isn't okay? I think okay. All right, hold on, guys. Let me see. I'm not sure. Hold on. Where it is. The person. Damn, dude, get something to open that envelope, my man. Like, you need help? You need some help with that or something? Uh-oh. 2 million. The first bid was 2 million, 2.2, 2,300,000. Somebody get this fight on a low. There's only two people bidding on a fight. You telling me? Or there might be some online. You got you gotta pay money to bid. You gotta pay to play. $8 million top rank. That's the biggest offer so far. Top rank for 8 million. Top rank about to win this for the low again. Just like they did in the Sandler Martin fight. Watch this. Watch this shit happen, guys. Oh shit. Where's your $20 million fight? And take over. They try to get it for the low, low, low. For the real low. What? Keyshawn is fucked. He should have took the 3 million. Only two people bidded on the fight. Jesus Christ. Keyshawn screwed. He's screwed. He's on yo, that's oh today's he said it. Today's winners is top rank. Top rank got the fight for the low. Top rank got the fight for the low, bro. That's just real talk. He's not screwed. He's screwed. Yo, check it out. Teofimo Lopez and them is his promoter. He bid it. He bid it 2 million, 2.3. And it was only him and top rank. Two people bidding for this fight. What the fuck was Jay Prince and them talking about? Why would they drag it? He ain't 3 million now. For eight. Yo, you got $8,550,000 is what top rank bid. They just showed they bid, right? You can't give them the whole 8 million because you only got 500,000. You need a little bit of money for the co-main event and the rest of the fight. Where are you going to get the money for the rest? And how are you going to turn on the lights? Who's going to pay the money for the venue? That comes out of that money right there. That's what you got to work with. You got to put the fight with it. So it's going to be even less for Keyshawn. Keyshawn's an idiot, bro. Keyshawn fell on his face. He had 3 million guaranteed. He's barely going to get two. He's just done. He barely gonna get 2. If Keyshawn get 2 million out of this, bro, you would have to give Devin the full 8 to get 25% of 8. He's done, son. Top Rank got that shit for the low. Top Rank about to make like 20, 30,000, 20 million, maybe more off this fight. Top Rank, them, they jumping in the office right now. They jumping in the office. You know how much money, extra money's on the table? How much for the low they got that? Somebody would have had a bid 16 million. I told y'all to fucking get Keyshawn into like 4 or 5 range. He'd be like 4 million. Somebody had to bid 16 million for that fight, bro. That shit was up, over, and quick. We got it. We got our answers. We got our answers to our questions. That shit was shout out to the WBO, bro. They didn't keep announcing like 10 fucking people that work in the staff, the guy that works in the fucking laundry room somewhere or something. They didn't fucking do a national anthem, a parade type thing. No, they got right to the point. Sit down, sit down. Give me your bid, your bid. Punk, punk, punk. I was like, damn, that was nice. That's how it should be done. Don't confuse shit. Don't make shit hard, complicated. You bid it, you bid it. Don't let's not make this a secret. Drum roll, please. And the bid is notice he was like the check to be here, that's here first, and then the amount you offer. You had to pay to play. And they didn't say how much that money was. That could be 20 grand right there, 25,000. Just to be there to fucking make a bid. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that shit is that's just a real thing, bro. That's some millionaire shit right there, bro. So it's playing that game, James Bond on PS5, that new game that came out, 007. So I'm playing it, right? And at one point in the game, you get to the character that is Lenny Kravitz character. And he's a boss in the game. He's the only character in the game that they actually don't show, like what happens. He just stays in power. That dude Lenny Kravitz, his character, he can reach you from all parts of the world, and he has his own island, but he comes to the island that he made of all like fucking criminals and shit. So Lenny Kravitz is up there, and he dips in everything: human trafficking, weapons, drugs, everything. Lenny Kravitz is in his character in the James Bond video game. So when you go to meet him, one of the missions is you need to get in there to make a bid on one of the weapons he's selling. But in order to get into the room, you need 100,000 in the video, and that's just 100,000 for the reservation, like just to be in the room. That's you're just giving the house 100,000 just to be in the room to hear what they have to say. So you're down 100 G's. So in the game, you got to go out and get 100 G's just to get in the room, and then like they had like all these world dictators, and they were like making mad promises about the weapon that was being auctioned. It was like a defense shit. So anyways, your video game shit. So I'm seeing now like real business millionaire shit. When they say money is time, money is time. The WBO, like if you here to take up some of my time, well, you're gonna have to pay for that. Here's the check for being here, just to be here, and then let me see your offer. That's shit for us. Yo, that's some real business shit right there. Like, yo, man, listen, you got to pay to play. You ever hear that saying? You got to pay to play. That's what that means, man. You know, mm, I got to tell you, bro, like that shit was up, over, concluded. Keyshawn and them, I don't think they like the results. I was telling Frontline this, right? I was talking to Frontline earlier. We were going back and forth with scenarios inside of our heads. And throughout the course of history of all sports, I have witnessed a lot of crazy things happen, right? I've witnessed college athletes be promised by an NFL team, we're going to pick you, we're going to take you this number in the draft. And all of a sudden, that team comes up and they pick somebody else. And he keeps falling down. Probably end up on a team he never wanted. Somebody sneaks in, grabs him. They were gambling, seeing if they could get him for the low. This happens all the time. In sports, you're told one thing, and when it's time to put the money up, at the last minute, the investors say, you know what? I'm not interested. I'm going to pass on this one. And you lose your investors. You know, they could have been somebody whispering in Jay Prince's ear and Keyshawn Davis. No, you guys are going to get way more money for this fight. There's people investing in this fight. People like this fight. They're going to pick up this fight. Yada, 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 yada. Or that maybe Turkey will come down and pick up the fight. I don't know. Right? Anybody could have bid it. So, were they left hanging dry? Jay Prince? All these promises of all these guys that behind the scenes were telling them, you know what? I got investors. They're looking at this fight and they look interested. Yeah, we're looking to invest 14 million. And the other guy says, we're investing 12. Some other guy says something. You get some people that are interested, but nobody definitive. The day of the bid, two people show up. Two people show up and bid on your fight. One person was real disrespectful and tried to get it for the low. 2.3 for the low. And they were serious. They paid that upfront money not to waste my time. WBO. WBO make sure you ain't up here trolling to trying to get some publicity and being in the room to find out the numbers. As a promoter, you got to pay to play. Show me you're serious about business. Show me that the envelope that you're bringing in here has real value. There's money behind what you're saying. And in order to do that, let me see the check that you're supposed to pay when you get here. That cleared? Now we can talk business. You got money. Millionaire shit, bro. Yo, millionaire shit. You taking up my time is money. And we got to do this right. Pay to play. See, we just learned something today, didn't we? As fight fans, we're getting more familiar on how these things transpire. The courses of events and the players in the game. This is what we're asking for. When Keyshawn Davis's trainer got up there and started saying, you know, Bill, he has a big mouth. Every time we're talking about things, he runs to social media. That's where we got. That's where we're at right now in boxing. A little bit of transparency between us, the fighters, the fans, and why these fighters never took place. That's all we're asking. A little transparency, right? And this guy's talking about Bill Haney this, Bill Haney that. Bill Haney got a big mouth. Bill Haney's always running to social media, putting all our business out there. This is supposed to be behind closed doors. Not anymore, buddy. You're not bringing us back to the Stone Age. We're not going back there. We have the guys like Bill Haney that like to put everything on social. You might say Bill Haney has a big mouth. You might say Bill Haney says outlandish things. The one thing Bill Haney is being is transparent. Apparently, Bill Haney has no problem putting whatever his side and what they're finished out there to prove to you who's dragging their feet, who's trying to price themselves out, and who really doesn't want this fight. Now, there's a flip side to this coin for Keyshawn Davis. I am not shitting on Keyshawn. Let me tell you something right now. Who am I to tell Keyshawn Davis what his value is or how much he's worth? Any of you. None of us are can tell him that. So when a fighter is claiming to ask for an outrageous amount of money, sometimes you can sit back and say, you know what? Let him cash in. But if the price is a little bit too much, like you're asking for some 10 times the amount you've ever made type shit, then you might, yeah, there's a case for you pricing yourself out. But at the end of the day, Keyshawn Davis felt his name, his star status, his market. If he was going to take an L, whether you're going to pay me every penny I'm worth, who am I to tell Keyshawn Davis that's not the right approach? Get yours, man. Yo, bro, I'm not trying to count your pockets. But what I am doing is paying attention to what's taking place. And if in any situation you put yourself in a worse situation, that's where we're at right now. Did Keyshawn Davis make the right decision? I think not. I think not. If the rumors are true, that offer of $3 million guaranteed was on the table, Keyshawn dropped the bag because you had $3 million right there, guaranteed. If that's true, if that stands to be true, Keyshawn and his team fucked up. They're getting less money right now. That they were looking. It looked like Keyshawn's team, all of them, they were looking at the fight like that with dollar star eyes. And the money was already spent. Now the pie is smaller. Now you guys are all getting a smaller piece of the pie. You guys got greedy. You wanted bigger slices. And in doing so, look what happened. So, look, what do you guys think about what just took place? Do you guys feel that Keyshawn Davis made the right decision? Most importantly, uh, let's try to figure out the dollar amount here. All right. You see, there's a lot of things that fight fans do mess up, right? For instance, Top Rank put up 8.550 for the match, right? You got to figure Devin's not going to get the full 8, right? Of course not. You got to split that. But you got to pay at least the main event and the co-main event with that money. You got to rent out the place. You got to turn on the lights. This is your budget. So within this much money, you got to make this fight happen. That's your assignment. You're going to have to pay everybody with all that money. So there's no way Devin gets 4.7. Devin gets 4.2, 4.5. Keyshawn gets 2, 1.7, 1.8, 1.5 for Keyshawn, 4.3, 4.5 for Devin. That's 4, 5, maybe almost 6 million out the way. You got 2.8 to play with. You pay the co-main event, 300,000 for the winner, and 200,000 for the loser, or 150. You take the rest of the money. You turn on the lights. You rent the venue, and the rest of the fights will be like $50,000 fights a piece type shit, and you'll pay them going down the line with the rest of the money. You still got 550,000 with the 8 million, so that's a $500,000 right there. You can take that $500,000 and pay all the prelims with $500,000 and still have money left over. Yeah. So and then with the 8, with the 8, split the 8. Uh, give Devin shit. Devin 4, yeah, like I said, Devin 4 something. Keyshawn 1 point something. And then the co-main event. Pay them. You might not have to pay the co-main event so much, depending who the co-main event is. Uh, and I don't see them paying over 600,000 for the co-main event, right? They'll probably pay like 350,000 for the co-main event, tops between both guys. Between both guys, so one guy will get like 200, one guy get like 100. That'll be your co-main event fight, and Keyshawn's down bad, bro. There's no way Keyshawn gets 3 million out of this. It's impossible. You can't give Keyshawn 3 million and give Devin 5. And then you're gonna maybe shit. You give Keyshawn 3, Devin 5, that's 8. You got 550,000 for everything else. Out of that 550,000, you take 3 of it, make the co-main event. Oh shit. Wait a minute, you can do that. Yeah, Devin will still get like 5. He'll get close to 3. You might be able to squeeze it in. You'll get a shitty card, but you might be able to get some top ranked guys that are willing to go in there and make, they fuck the money type shit. I want to rather give me a stage so I can put my name out there with a good performance. You get those kind of guys, and you can fill up the card. Yeah, but you got to turn the lights on. Madison Square Garden lights in New York, that's $100,000 to walk in the building. To rent out the Madison Square, that's 100,000 plus. To turn on the lights, it's about 100,000 just to turn on the lights in Madison Square Garden. They won't rent out the big room. They'll get like the Barclays Center or the other one. They'll probably do that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Uh yeah, well, if you give Devin 5, him 3, you still got 555 to play with. You give the co-main event 3. You split the 3 between the co-main event. You still got 250,000 to do the rest of the prelims. You're good. You're good. So there is a way you can give these guys, yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. You might not have a lot of big names. You might have a lot of upcoming names, but guys that are willing to fight. You know, like, remember when like they used to put those cards together in Madison Square Garden all over New York? It used to be the little top ranked crew. Xander, fucking Keyshawn Davis, Big Baby, Two Shoe Carrington. You know what I'm saying? Did I say Abdullah Mason? Abdullah Mason. Remember top rank? You saw all those young boys on them cards and shit. And then young kids, for Nino Vargas, they were all on them cards coming up and shit. And those were interesting cards when they did that, right? So that's what I mean. You might have to pay. All the money's gonna be on the main event of this fight, which is gonna be Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney. Uh, yeah, there is a way Keyshawn still can get 3. He might have not dropped the bag. He might have not dropped the bag. He might have got exactly what he wanted. Top ranking them bidded to 3. I don't know. See, because here's the assignment. When you make a bid on something, right? And you bid it on the fight, you win the fight. When the fight falls on your lap as working for Top Rank, whoever assignment, the CEO, whoever's assigned and taking care of the fight to make sure that everything goes smoothly on fight night. It's your job as the promoter to make sure all the cameras, the camera crew you guys always work with, hey, we got the date. We're going to be here. Bring all your equipment here. press, setting the press conferences leading into the fight. You got to get your PR team. There's another team, they work on that. These guys, they work on this. Your budget is exactly what you bid. You can't go over the budget. It's not like the guy can go back and say, "Hey, Top Rank, you guys gave me a budget of 8,550,000. I made this fight happen for 13 million." You might get fired. You might get fired. Your budget was 8. That's the budget. That's what you got to work with, not a penny more. Don't come to the office talking about, well, we did the calculations and we wanted the fire and the balloons and the flipping clowns to come out. They went over the budget. They don't want to hear that shit. But then don't buy no power technical and no clowns jumping around. No, it's not in the budget. That's your budget. That's what you got. That's your job. You got to make this fight happen with this much money. That's how that works. You don't say 8 million something and go over like Ed Hearn did. Ed Hearn Wade praised himself when in the beginning of Ed Hearn's career, that dude flew like $1 billion. He was overpaying everybody, paying for too many lights. He was learning. He was learning. He was going through his process, and a lot of other promoters let him make the mistakes they made. They weren't going to help him, and those were costly mistakes, I heard. So yeah. So at least now we know that. We know that. But now that I start to sit here and I start to go over the number in my head, Keyshawn could still make that money, right? This they have Devin Haney has a contract with the Zone with Dazin, right? I think he's got like a 3-4 fight deal. So this is one of the fights out of his contract with them. So Top Rank bought the lead. They bought the lead promoting for Dazin for the Zone. Top Rank is also in bed with the Zone. So promoters have the right to scramble for the fights. Where the fight is going to be streamed on is the Zone. They are the streaming network. You understand? So everybody, whenever they secure a fight, make bids, make offers, make fights happen, the Zone makes sure that the fight will be streamed here. Now, the contract that the Zone and Top Rank have in place with each other, co-promoting and bringing, it's like you bringing me the customer, the clientele. You guys are my workers. I'm the big office where we make the world stage. You guys build the ring. We make the world see it. We provide the world to see what you guys build, your product. They go out, get the fights, bring it to the Zone. The Zone takes it, puts it on their network. Get all the views, the rating, then everybody gets their slice of the pie, whatever that is. I'm not privileged to be in the room to sit here and act like Top Rank is going to get this. Some guys, they get crazy. They start saying, well, one time they found about one price in one fight, and they use that system with everything else. And it doesn't work that way. All contracts are unique in their own way. The wordage, the verbiage, everything, every contract, there's something in there different. There's the normal structure of a contract, right? They got normal, like when you initiate, a contract or whatever, you're looking it over. Most contracts are already like they're at a standard so that you can get a lot of this shit out of the way. Then there's a spot I can imagine where things are added. The red pen comes out, nope to this, yes to this, no to that. And we go back and forth, and which is called negotiations. You send me an offer, I send you a counter offer, and et cetera, and et cetera. Right? Okay. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know the particulars or the numbers or anything like that or what's going to be given now. That's Top Rank's job. In weeks to come, I'm pretty sure it's going to be all over social media, or probably Bill Haney himself will come out and alert us. Because at least Bill's being transparent. Bill says a lot of things. I don't always have to agree to what he's saying. But Bill Haney's good for boxing, isn't he? Yeah, because whether you love or hate him, right? You still like tune in to hear him, right? Because he's always saying something crazy. And it's cool. He keeps, content coming. He also, he's also out in the public. Sometimes Bill, he's been known to shy away. Okay, he done said too much. It's time to tone it down. He's been there before. He's been here. Bill's a businessman. And I think he's trying to show the boxing world a little bit of transparency. He even started. Remember when Bill Haney was one of those fighters, trainer, that came out and said, my son's getting 365 um uh testing on Nevada, and that we entered this pool, and that he was real transparent about it, and that Devin Haney is one of the only fighters that's on this, and that he pays to be on it so that they can come and test him at any time, so that he can prove to the sport that he's a clean fighter. Devin and Bill, they've done things like that. They got the WBO to put it all over social media. And remember, apparently, everything that um Devin Haney wanted, it was already signed. According to this morning, reports are all over social media that this wasn't about Devin Haney's side. Devin Haney had agreed to the terms, whatever they were. He agreed to it. He signed it. Keyshawn Davis's team did not accept the offer, and we went to a purse bid. That's why we were here. That's what it's saying, right? Okay, hold on. Uh, why don't I just go and I'll pull it up? I'll pull up the article with what I'm talking about so that you guys have right here. Okay, I'm gonna bring up the article so that you guys can see. Oh shit! Quickly they switched over to William Zapata. William Zapata's punch output has Tim Bradley worthy for Lamont Rocha. Wow! And when I took William Zapata and said, "Yo, he throws a lot of punches," I think, they try to. Oh, so what? Fuck, you never pick with. I'm like, bro, like, I can't pick William Zapata. Like, oh no, because you're Latin. I'm like, oh my God, stop trying to put me in a box. Every time a Latin man picks a Latin man, it has to be that way. No, I just think he might beat Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach is a good fighter, man. I like the dude, man. He has the skills to beat William Zapata, Lamont Roach, of course. But you gotta be careful with fighters like William Zapata, man. Them dudes, man, that output of punching, that she can overwhelm a person. I'm not sure if Tank didn't even put that kind of pressure. I mean, Isaac Pitbull Cruz did to it. Yeah, I can admit that. Isaac Pitbull Cruz put that kind of pressure on Lamar Roach, come to think about it, right? But I think that the difference between Isaa's pressure and William Zapata's pressure, Zapata's pressure is a bit more calculated. It's a bit more calculated. It's a bit more, and Esau's was a bit more predictable. You knew he was coming strong hook, strong hook, strong hook, strong hook, strong hook, straight right, strong hook. So Esau was a bit more predictable in the sense of the way the pressure was coming to him. He 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 got, and he got clipped in the fight. He got put down, Lamont Rocha, right? Okay. So that's why I say that you gotta be careful with guys like William Cepeda, man. That's a tough out. I think Lamont Roach is gonna whoop him and beat him like easy or convincingly. I'm not too sure about that. I like Lamont Roach in the fight, the American. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I think William Cepeda, man, he might overwhelm him. Good luck to Lamont Roach, man. May the best man win in the fight. But I still got William Cepeda in the fight. There's just something telling me about this fight that I'm real nervous for Lamont Roach and the style matchup. It's intriguing. You know, he's that pressure with that smart punching. Yeah. I was talking to Frontline too today, and we was talking about Terrence Crawford and Gerard Putinez. And I said, "Yo, did you see that video with Terrence Crawford where he started saying, 'Yo, if you call my name out, I might have to come out of retirement for that bag, ching ching.'" And he zoomed into the camera, and Terrence Crawford only had like his eyeball on the camera. That video, right? And he was like, and it was meaning that I'm watching. I'm watching. Say my name. Say my name, and I will come. And like Terrence didn't say any name. Who's he talking about, guys? Who do you think Terrence Crawford is talking about? Jerron Boots Ennis, bro. If Jerron Boots Ennis gets crazy, ponte loco. Ponte bruto. I had Jerron Boots Ennis. Do it. Do it. Say his name. Go on a video and say his name. Say, I'm talking to Terrence Crawford. I want to fight you, and you're ducking me. That's all you got to say. You're on Boots Ennis. Go ahead and see if that man don't pop up right behind you. Terrence Crawford looks bored. He looks bored. He's trying so hard to walk away from boxing. He really is. He's saying all the right things. He tries to like stick up for the fighters, but it backfires on him. The public's like, "Oh no, you're a hater, this and that." And Terrence is like, "Bro, I'm still Terrence Crawford. Like, you guys not realize I think I'm still the baddest motherfucker on the planet? The hell you want me to say?" I try to give him his credit, but you guys won't let me. You seen Tone's videos? Oh, stamp by Terrence. That's like a stamp from Arby's, like dissing the stamp. No, that's the greatest American fight of our time in this era. How the fuck you gonna say his stamp ain't worthy? Of course it is. But everybody wants to see the new dog beat the old dog. And I was talking to Frontline about it today. And Frontline said, "Yo, Edwin." He said, "What?" He said, "How do you see the fight happening?" I said, I said, "There's an interesting situation right there because we're talking about the purity of a real boxer." He said, "How so, Edwin?" I said, "Well, you see, the problem with the Terrence Crawford fight with Jerron Boots Ennis is Terrence Crawford is not your average fighter. He's in a 1% of fighters, meaning he understands where he's at in the ring. Terrence Crawford throws a punch to be in position to throw the next punch. When he doesn't waste punches anymore. Whenever Terrence Crawford throws a punch, he's going to typically land it and accurate. He's the type of fighter that gets in position. He throws a punch to make you do this to cause a reaction out of you. He's a different type of fighter. Not a lot of fighters are there yet. See, not like Keyshawn Davis doesn't do that. And Devin still doesn't do that. These fighters fight sometimes in instinct, and whatever position they're in, they're ready to rock and roll there. With Terrence Crawford, every step in the ring is for a reason. Every punch thrown is for a reason. Although Terrence Crawford is up there in age, whatever he lost in his step, he gained in experience. He's going to lure you into the position he wants you to be in. And as far as Jerron Boots Ennis, see, Jerron Boots Ennis, he had such great talent. great special effects that he doesn't worry about being in position for the next punch. See, if he's ever in trouble, his athleticism gets him out of it. He's able to do wrong things in the ring and get away with it. See, that's what I find interesting here. It's going to be a real test of, it's going to, on both sides, skill. Yes. Terrence is going to be more calculated, more measured, where Jerron Boots Ennis is going to be more explosive. Okay? He's going to react to the moments. Jerron Boots Ennis is going to be fighting off whatever Terrence gives him, whatever entering points he tries to make. Where that on Terrence's side, he's putting himself in position, edging himself round by round. And I mean it. Whatever punch Terrence Crawford throws, it's not by mistake. And I mean everything. He's going like this. Boom, boom, move that way. Boom, boom, go this way. Boom, dip, boom. That was all a sequence. That's Mr. Terrence Crawford. When he throws a punch, he's in position to throw the next one, the third one, if he was going to be in there. He has an answer. While he's throwing the punches, he has an answer for his defense. So if he does this, he knows you're doing that. He's already blocking it. Terrence is a complete fighter. He's a complete fighter. It takes years and years to get there. You don't just get there in 17 fights and knock somebody out and think he's on his level. No, you're just blind by the action. But you don't understand what it takes to get there. Why he makes it look so simple. Why did Terrence Crawford just dip down, hit an uppercut, and drop Sean Porter like that? Why? Why did he look like he can get up off the stool? Because that's exactly what he did. And he said, when I'm done toying with him, this is what I'll do. Slip, boom, right there. Done. Playing with my food. Gave him his respect as an American black fighter. Let him stick around for a little while. Then I put him away. That's what Terrence did. He did him a favor. Terrence could have ended that fight whenever he wanted. Against Sean Porter. He toyed with him. That's what he did. It's just the truth. Terrence went in there with Errol. Jesus Christ. I wanted to jump in there and fight Terrence Crawford for myself. That's enough. Leave Errol alone. That's enough. You had enough, dog. Bro, you know what I'm saying? About to go in there and bite that, scratch, do something. Somebody needed to do something. Errol was taking a beating, bro. I wasn't prepared to see that. Bro, my feelings were hurt. My feelings were hurt. I saw Errol taking that ass. Bro, I literally, from my house, if I was it, I would have jumped in the ring. That's enough, bro. That's enough. You ain't gonna keep putting your hands on him like that, bro. You know what I mean? Nah. Yo, man, like I really saw who Terrence Crawford is. And I understood his progression. What it really takes to be a master boxer. You know, to cut all the fat off, boxers are early in their career, they're doing unnecessary movement, burning energy, doing all this stupid shit. Terrence went out there with Saul, bro. It was just a master class. That was 20 years of in and out of the gym boxing every fucking day to be able to jump up 2 weight divisions and fight the undisputed champion and do that to him. Everything Terrence Crawford did in his boxing life led him to that moment so that he can perform like that on that world stage. Mr. Terrence Crawford. He proved it. Kamel Charlo couldn't do that. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it, right? Terrence did it. Terrence showed the world, bro. We are all not the same as men. We don't all have the same drive. We'd all don't built the same. Nope, we different. And that must have fucking made Terrence Crawford feel amazing. Bro, you separated yourself from the common man. So far, like shit, he walks into a room, Terrence Crawford, you better know who he is or ask somebody. When he walks into a room, you like, that's the baddest motherfucker on the planet right there. That's pound for pound right there. You know? And like, I just felt that if this fight was to ever occur between Terrence and Jaron Boots Ennis, it's a very, very interesting fight because I see it both ways. This is a 50-50 fight. Terrence Crawford is getting up there in age, 39. He's a very smart guy, though. Very, very smart when it comes to boxing. He's been in the fire. He's been under the pressure. He's been under the heat. If you're going to sit here and tell me that Canelo Alvarez can't punch, so Canelo Alvarez don't got a bigger punch than Jaron Boots Ennis. Just think about that. Canelo Alvarez is knocking out big dudes. He dropped Berlanga, one shot. Boom. He put Jaime Munguia. Boom. What did he do to Caleb Plant? Boom. Yo, Canelo still got it. He just fighting guys that are staying away. They know how to survive. They're not going in there with Canelo like that because they know better. Let one of them dudes get Ponce Bruto and go in there and try to go Tommy Dame with Canelo. See how that works out with you for you. Canelo's gonna hurt you. Let Canelo hit you with one of those body shots in close. He's gonna fold you. So people stay away from that. That's why they're lasting longer against Saul. They're not going into the power. They're staying them on the outside where it's smart. You can survive like that against Canelo, and it can make him look bad. Go ahead and go in there. Crawford got tagged by Canelo. Full shot. Boom. Crawford was like, poof. And you mean to tell me Ron Boots Ennis is somehow, his power is so fucking powerful that it's better than Canelo's? I think Crawford's been hit by big dudes. I think, yo, listen, there's difference in power in the snap, right place, right punch, you knocking anybody out. And it's a difference when a guy punches too hard, where it doesn't knock you out. You wish the punch knocked you out, but he punched you too hard that it kept you up. It like knocked you out and snapped you back at the same time. He hit you too hard. I've seen guys get hit too hard. If he hit him a little lighter, he would have knocked him out. The initial shock of the punch is what kept him up. You know, so look, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I just think that for all Jerome Boots Ennis' special effects, I don't know. Maybe he can get to Terrence, bro. You can keep those like la, 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 in, out, dip. Make Terrence come to you. Terrence is a master at cutting the ring, like a master. His footwork, he'll lead you into shit. Terrence might just have to go through the fire in this fight. He just might. But I think even if you see him going through rocky moments, Terrence Crawford, everything's a plan with that fucking guy, bro. Everything. And like I'd be nervous the entire time until the last second of the last round rang, right? Or he got Terrence Crawford out of there. Because you can leave, you can be up the entire fight and go into the 12th round with Terrence, and he'll knock you out in the 12th. You got to be on high alert the entire fucking 36 minutes. There's no laggy gagging with Mr. Terrence Crawford, man. That's going to be real interesting. That'd be a real interesting fight. But listen, there's a saying that goes around in all sports, and I mean in all sports. There's a saying, and I'm going to say it. In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. Am I right? You can't just give the new guy the title or stamp him if the man is still standing right there. In order to be the man, you're going to have to beat him. So from me to Jerron Boots Ennis, I like you. You're an amazing fighter. But as long as Terrence Crawford is standing right there, he's still there, quietly, just standing there. Poke the bear if you want to. That's up to you. That's up to you, brother. You could do. I'm not going to tell you what to do and not to do. You're going to do whatever you want. Jerron Boots Ennis. So do you. But as long as Terrence Crawford's right there, and just because you're the next flashy thing, Jerron Boots Ennis, I think you have the ability to have an amazing career. I think you can beat these guys. And I also think you can go to 160 and get another belt in another division. Jerron Boots Ennis. That's how highly I think of you. I don't think you're done by all like 154. That's you're gonna fight there, get the belts, and just in your career. No, I don't think that. I don't think so. I think he's even gonna go up another division. He has the skills. Jerron Boots Ennis can go up there and be a champion at 160 right now. He could do that. I believe in him. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I am with Jerron Boots Ennis. But just because I believe in you, brother, what's right is what's right. And in where I come from the show me state. You're going to have to show me. And until you beat Terrence Crawford and show us that you can beat him, I'm not just going to give it to you by word of mouth. What kind of warrior stamp is that? You would want Jerron Boots Ennis to be called the man just because you say it and he didn't do it? You're okay with that. And that's your warrior. That would be your goal. No. That's not a good warrior, bro. That's not a good stamp. Beat him, brother. That means you take the torch right out of his hand, beat him over the head with it. I'm the man. And as far as Frontline's question to me, so okay, Edwin, if Jerron Boots Ennis beats Terrence Crawford, does that make him the face of boxing? And I said, no, I'm sorry. That doesn't work that way. He said, why? I said, because unfortunately, the face of boxing has to be given to you by the fans. No one knows who that's going to be. If that were true, if you beat the man that was the face of boxing, you become the face of boxing, then why didn't Terrence Crawford become the face of boxing? Tank Davis could have woke up tomorrow, tweeted something on and got more views than Terrence. That's just a fact, Jack. See, the face of boxing is the most popular, the most recognizable boxer in the world. No matter what country, what city you're in, if you were to put his picture up on a poster, people are going to know, just like Conor McGregor with the UFC. You might not watch UFC, but you know who Conor McGregor is because he fought Floyd, right? But if you put Conor McGregor, he's the most popular. But is he the best UFC fighter? No. No, he is not currently the best UFC fighter. Or nor ever was he was. He got 2 belts the first. He did that the first. But he never defended him. Never did any of that shit. He didn't have a run, actually, Conor. But he's the most famous. And no one knows who that's going to be, but whoever the people attract. Jake Paul is not the best boxer in the world. At one point in time, he was one of the most famous. And Ryan Garcia, before he was a world champion, the face of boxing is awarded by the people. Well, how many fans? The majority. You guys can all like Devin Haney. You guys can like Terrence Crawford. They can have big supporting. Devin has big supporting, and Terrence does too. Okay, and yet they can't touch Jake Paul's notoriety around the world. They can't touch him. No, the only one that could do that maybe is Ryan Garcia type shit. He's got like 11 million followers on social media. Ryan Garcia. I don't. Unfortunately, I don't pick the face of boxing. The world does. The world does. Sometimes you'll get a fighter that can be all three, like Floyd. That's real rare. Floyd's like a unicorn, where that he was the face of boxing, the pound for pound boxer in the world, and the best fighter in the world at the exact same time. It's not, who the fuck can do that? Manny Pacquiao? I'm not, yeah, Floyd did step down for a while. Manny was number one pound for pound, I think. When Floyd had left for the 2 years and he came back, he was no longer considered pound for pound, Floyd. When he came back, though, and he got his fight, they put him right back to pound for pound, number one. They did it. But in his absence, technically, you can say Manny Pacquiao was, right? Because Roy Jones had already fallen by that time. See, Roy Jones was number one for a long time. The person that took it away from Roy Jones was Floyd. You see? So, I mean, there's not a lot of fighters that can pull off all three. And sometimes the consumer thinks that just because you're number one pound for pound, that makes you the face of boxing. You're the pound for pound number one fighter. They put the correlation with Floyd because they come from that era. But they don't understand what Floyd was. Floyd was he was that dude, bro. He had the it factor, the skills, fucking everything. The gods gave that dude everything but brittle hands. That's fucked up, right? They gave you everything you needed, but they didn't give you Roberto Duran's hands of stone? The gods got jokes, huh? They got jokes. That's crazy to be given that many gifts. And the one thing you, yeah, I mean, damn, bro, why didn't you give me big ears or something? You know, maybe fucked up teeth. I'd have took that because I'd have got all that money and I'd have fixed them. You know, but brittle hands, the things I actually needed. Ah, I was gonna say, why don't you take away my feet? But then he wouldn't be Floyd Mayweather now, would he? Because what made Floyd part of Floyd was his footwork. And to think that Floyd can crack. Floyd was knocking mofos out at the beginning of his career. He was brutal, bro. He was a beast, but he got tired of breaking his hand so many times. How many times has Floyd broke his hands in fights? What was it, like 16 times? In one fight, he broke both hands. I heard. Yeah, so like Floyd got tired of that shit. Every fight, you got to be laid up in a cast. He was doing that shit where he puts his hand in the fucking in that thing and like the wax. You see Floyd like this 4 times a day. He was doing that. That shit is crazy, bro. He was trying to save his hands, man, but until he got the surgery. But enough of Floyd. But Keyshawn and Keyshawn and Devin Haney right now, their bidding negotiation is all over. I don't know if you got the answer you wanted, or this is not what you guys wanted to hear, or some of you guys like what you just heard. Regardless to any of that, Top Rank won the bid. Top Rank's the lead promoter on their card. Now it's up to Top Rank to put this card together. The time, I think that they said they were shooting for October. So everything's on schedule. We're going to get the Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney fight, the mandatory. Okay, we're going to get the fight. So now it's just a matter, because In the last situation where you didn't get the fight, Devin didn't sacrifice that belt on the low. On the low, he sacrificed that belt. Okay, Devin's all in on this one. He wants to get this mandatory out of the way, and he wants to go after some of the other champions. Speaking of which, right? Teofimo Lopez and Rolly will be finishing their fight now, wouldn't they? They'll be right in the time frame, right? They'll be right around there. When is Teo's fight again with Rolly? Hold up. So they're shooting right now for this fight for Keyshawn for October, right? Oh, that's the nurse. Okay. So they're shooting for October. So, I hate when my computer does this, bro. My laptop. They like locked in on okay, upcoming boxing schedule fights for 2026. We got August 1st, which damn, I'm not gonna be able to watch this fight, guys. August 1st, William Cepeda with Lamar Rocha. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, I can't watch that fight. That's my wife's birthday, August 1st. I'm gonna be tied up, bro. She's not gonna let me watch boxing on her. Get the bro. Damn, bro. I'm gonna have to watch that fight later on in the at night on a rerun or something at like 3 in the morning or something. I can't watch that fight. Damn. So I'm just gonna let you guys know I will not be doing a live for that. I apologize, but wifey, I gotta keep her happy, bro. So that's not happening. Clarissa Shields, Scott's, they fighting August 15th. Okay, Johnson, yeah, she fights on the 8th. Amanda Serrano on the 21st. Teofimo Lopez, August 22nd. August 22nd, Teofimo Lopez versus Rondo Roley. So that's August 22nd. Okay, how far are we out? Wow, that's a pretty big ways. So we got August, September, October, November, December. So you got 2 months out from there. So okay, depending on what it is, about 2 months. They'll still be, yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's not like a 4 or 5 months out thing. They're like right there. So August, September, October, right? So you're like a month pushing 2 months. Yeah. So the winner of that can definitely compete, perhaps with the winner of Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis. So you probably get maybe Rolly if he beats Teal, or you'll get Devin versus Teal, like that. We always wanted to see Devin versus Teal anyway. We got Teal versus Shakur. We got that one. So, and Rolly is the underrated horse in the race. Rolly's the type of fighter that can surprise anybody. Don't ever count Rolly out of this equation. Like, okay, the winner's gonna fight Teal out of Rolly and Teal. They're gonna end up fighting Teal. No, don't think like that. Rolly got the punching power to stop Teal. I'm not sure if Teal got the punching power to stop Rolly. You see, I know that Teal's a better fighter than Rolly. And I said this, I think that what Rolly, even though the improvements Rolly made, shit, that was Teal 5, 6 years ago. You know, Teal knows what Rolly knows. They're very familiar with each other too. They've sparred, they talk about it, everything. So they came up together. So the familiarity with Rolly, you know, Rolly knows Teal. He knows him, just like Ryan knew Devin. He knows him. So you got to be careful. Rolly can be, yo, guys, he's got a chance against Teal. He's got a real chance against Teal. Trust me. I got Teal in the fight. I think Teal's a better fighter. I think Teal's a more crafty of a fighter of the two. I think that Rolly's style caters to Teal's style. Rolly's a go forward fighter. He's trying to change into a more patient fighter and get the fighter to come to him. He's going to have to understand more about boxing. As far as progression in the sport, Rolly's, with each outing, I see him getting better. Not to the point where it doesn't, you know, not to the point where I believe, oh shit, he can really outbox Teal. That's not the case. I think pressure and pain, shout out to all facts, right, is what Rolly needs to bring to Teal. A lot of that pressure and them hard punches, you can break down Teal systematically round by round, soften him up, get him in a position. I can see that happen. As far as Teal losing to Rolly on points, it's going to be hard to beat Teal on points. A lot of fighters found that out. Teal's crafty. He did these real sneaky shots, and you think you're doing enough, and you're really not. So Teal knows how to manage rounds. The only thing with Teal, you can fuck with his mental. Teal, you can get him off his game plan. Start roughing him up a little bit, talk a little bit of shit, whisper in his ear, and get him out of character. Teal will break character fast. You can fuck with Teal's mind in the ring. I've seen it. He doesn't have a lot of discipline to stay the course. And he doesn't have real world-class training. What Teal is a talented fighter. Teal's the type of fighter that he's gotten all the way up here based off pure talent. He can do shit most fighters can't do, Teal. He understands a little bit, but he's like that student that was a really good student, but thought he didn't need no master. Teofimo Lopez. He's a good fighter, bro. Yo, he's got talent, real God-given talent, Teofimo Lopez. He understands things about fights that was born into him. That coaching didn't give him that. That decision-making in a fight, Teal was born with that. Yeah. See, Rolly, the difference between a fighter like Rolly and Teal, Rolly's developing to be a fighter. He wasn't born with all the gifts. He doesn't have any special effects, nothing. Rolly's the definition of a boxer getting truly out the mud. That's Rolly. He has no gifts, no special effects. His gift is never to quit. Rolly's that type of kid. In school, you ever have a fight with this kid that he can't fight. This kid can't fight. Punch him. Bam. And he goes, let's go. That guy. That's Rolly. He doesn't know how to quit. You're going to have to detach him from his senses. That's the type of guy you could put down, boom, boom, and he's going to get right back up, but he's still wild, coming at you, and you're like tripping him, knocking him down. You're easy, but 5 minutes into the fight, you start to notice you're gassing out. Shit, maybe 3 minutes. You're gassing out. And he's still as crazy as ever. He's coming at you. Rolly has that. That's what Rolly has. He's just that type of fighter. Unfortunately, he didn't get any of the gifts from the gods, but his gift is that no quit. That by itself can be frightening. You weren't the better fighter. You weren't the slicker. You were the more durable and the more resilient of the two. There's different levels to fighting, gentlemen. Yeah, and there's a lot of different versions of fights. Not all these warriors have all these traits. You see one fighter do something, set a punch up, he was baiting him into a shot. Other fighters can't make reads. They just fight. Some fighters fight off reaction, off your reaction. Some fighters are counter punchers. They're not big punchers or slick. They don't got a good jab. But if you look up and you throw a lazy jab, they're going to light you up. Some guys are only good in certain situations. Some guys are just tough. They're just tough. You know, you're going to have to knock that dude out. And, you know, a boxer's warrior spirit every now and then is going to be tested. Just ask Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua went in against that dude. That dude had a big right hand. A big right hand, bro. Go watch his fights, bro. Anthony Joshua got dropped, I say 3 times. It's 2 times and body slammed, right? I call that 3 knockdowns by my account. If you were hearing my live, you would know why I say that, right? The reason why I say that is because when the way he got thrown down like that, Joshua, see, had he like tripped, slipped, or something, and the referee said no knockdown, you don't feel a certain kind of way about that kind of knockdown because it wasn't awarded a knockdown and you just slipped. So that's not in your mind. When you get manhandled in front of everybody and he like basically that fucks with your mental. Even though it wasn't counted as a knockdown, your body recorded it as a knockdown moment. AJ felt some kind of way when he got slammed down on the ground like that. It didn't count as a knockdown, but if you ever been in a boxing match, when that shit happens, if it's ever happened to you, where the guy fucking flips you over or pushes you out the ring or something, you're like, yo, and you get up like, yo, you slam me on the ground like that. Like you, the next time we get in a position, I'm thinking about picking him up and slamming him on the ground and getting that back. And you know, right? So how didn't your body register that? It did. Registered it just like if you got a standing 8 count. Your body's registering it. He got disrespected. So it was 2 knockdowns and 1 body slam in the fight, right? So when I talk about your warrior spirit being tested, right? Check it out. Some men would have conceded. Some men would have tried to take the next round off, try to shake off the cobwebs type shit. I saw the punch in the last exchange, the last like 40. I went back and watched the fight. The fight was a lot longer when I watched it calmly than rather me narrating it and watching it live. Because in it live, from my memory, I thought he came out 40, 50 seconds in the second round, knocked him out. No, he went the entire round, second round with him, I see now, and it was like the last 40 seconds left in the fight. Maybe that's what I recorded in my head. I saw 40 seconds at the corner of my eye, and I was like, he knocked him out in 40 seconds. Maybe that's what happened, right? The entire round went out. So I was watching it, and I saw the sequence of events. You know, I saw Joshua flip him with a good shot, and it stiffed him up, right? And he went against the ropes, and AJ saw it. AJ saw 1 drop of blood in the water, and like a shark, he jumped all over him. And AJ put that man to sleep. Boom, boom. And I was like, whoa. Most people were like, yo, hey, Pagan sold himself out. Sold the fuck out of here. Pagan was trying to rip that Anthony Joshua's head off. Pagan wasn't showing him no mercy. Anthony Joshua started punching back. That's what happened. He started punching back and he fucking caught him. Listen, you like to ditch it out? Let's see what happens when it comes back. And that's when you test your warrior spirit, right? If it's still there. And I know AJ's warrior spirit is still there because he was down twice in the fight, body slam once, and he still got up and had the mentality to attack him and to get it back. So, and then people are going to be like, yo, Anthony Joshua's chinny. Now you're just tapping him. He's going down. I don't think that's what's happening at all. we are talking about the heavyweight division, right? Every one of them can crack. Any one of those guys, if you were standing right there and he punched you, 99% of the time he's going to knock you out. There's 1% you don't go out from a heavyweight punch from a guy that knows how to throw a heavyweight punch. He knows how to twist his shot. He's trained. A trained heavy. That's why we call that rock. When you watch a heavyweight fight, don't blink. Anybody in the heavyweight division can drop anybody. And now all of a sudden, Joshua fighting dudes, and they don't respect him like he once was. The feared Joshua. So guys are trying to go in there and win the lottery. They know if they knock out AJ, here I come, right? So that dude, if he hit any human, any heavyweight, I believe on the planet, with the shot he hit AJ with, that uppercut on the inside, Joshua leaned right into the shot. Go back and watch the fight. He hits Joshua with that same uppercut on the inside. The same. He set it up the same way, everything. He went. And Joshua took it like that and wore well. When Joshua leaned into the shot and hit him, he dropped Joshua in the first 30 seconds. Joshua made a mistake. He hits anybody with that shot, they're going down. So, by all accounts, and then he was already staggered. Then he put him down again, right? By all accounts, I think that was just a decent shot. Look at the uppercut on the shot that put down Edgar Berlanga. It didn't look like a big shot. And the instant replay, it looked like it wasn't, but Edgar was dipping down. So his momentum in the shot, it didn't take much. It wasn't going to take much. AJ went down into the, he said, and he caught him. And anybody would have got hit with that shot. So I can't say AJ's chinny rather than he got caught with a good shot. You understand? So, look, that's what I felt. What's your thoughts on Sebastian Hernandez? And, okay, that's a weird one because the fight scheduled for 8 rounds, right? And most people are going to view that and say, why is the fight scheduled for 8 rounds? It's not even a 10-round fight. It's not a 12-round fight, right? Hernandez is going out to Japan for the first time, right? And I just want to let some of the boxing viewers that when you see this fight, now, how do you say his name? Kaneda, right? He fought a lot of good fighters. Luis Pantera Nari, the list goes on. He also beat John Casamero, right? So Hernandez, that performance that he had with Junto, that's what a lot of people are like saying, like, oh shit, like, and Kameda right there, right? Although Kameda he feels like he's been around in a lot of good fights, like a lot of big fights, right? Kameda, he's only 27 years old. So it's not like he's old. So it's an interesting fight. I think one of these guys, see, I've seen these situations before where guys have fought 12-round fights. Their next fight, they had like an 8-round fight. The Boxing Association didn't clear the other guy for 10 rounds and beyond. They only cleared one of you for 8 rounds. And if you wanted to fight, you had to go for it on that. I forget why these situations occur. I'm going to look more up on it for you, right? But that fight is a real interesting fight. We know that we're also going to get in Japan Naoya Inoue's kid brother in the rematch. So he's shooting the rematch back there in Japan too as well. So look at Hernandez. He's never been out, now this is Mexico now against Japan once again. Mexico, you guys got an opportunity to try to get this get back on Japan because there's been a little rivalry and a little war going around with Mexico and Japan of late. And they've been attacking each other going back and forth, and I love it. I love it. That is a beautiful rivalry right there in boxing. A very, rich rival right there. Like this is really getting interesting because I'm gonna start counting. I'm gonna start counting like wins and losses between Mexico and Japan down there in those lower weight divisions because they be exciting as fuck, boy, man. Y'all want to see a fight? Go check that fight right there out. Oh, at 120. Like, let's look. Look, maybe, maybe it's the jump. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's the time frame coming off the Junto fight, but it's only an 8-round fight. So that kind of like, I thought that if the fight was longer, it would favor Kameda. If you ask me, I thought it would favor him. Okay. Junto had the best of his success, I think. Or was he running the last 12th round, the 12th round with that eye closed? What did he? I can't remember. Did he box? Did Junto win the 12th round against Hernandez? Do you remember that, guys? Did he actually win the 12th round? I can look it up right now. I can look that shit up right now. Just have like a measuring kind of like to see how he closed the fight. You know what I mean? That's all. That's all I want to see. How did he how did he end the fight? Because I can't remember right now. I know I watched the fight with you guys. Yes. I got so much boxing, guys. There were so many rounds. So sometimes I'll mix up fights sometimes, but it's definitely there for me. Now I would have to actually type in Junto's name because he's not up for a champion. So let me type this in and get you guys. Okay. Junto Nakatani. Here we go. Ah, okay. They went 12 rounds, the event right here. The event and the bout. Okay, so we're going to the bout, right? So okay. No, we want to go to the scorecards. Scorecards. This is what we want. Scorecards of the fight. Here we go. We got it. So according to the scorecards, Junto's in the red, Hernandez is in the blue. Uh Junto won the first 3 rounds. Hernandez was awarded 1 round in the fourth by the judges. Oh no, 2 judges awarded. Hernandez won the 4th round. Junto won the 5th. Hernandez won the 6th. Junto won the 7th. Hernandez won the 8th. Hernandez won the 9th. Junto won the 10th. Hernandez won the 11th. And Junto won the 12th round. On all 3 judges, Junto won the 12th round. So he did fight strong at the end. And all 3 judges' scorecards, the judging was scored. The judging was scored basically 115 to 113. One judge had it 118 to 110. 2 judges had it 115, 113. A lot closer fight. Yeah. No judge had Hernandez winning the fight itself, I guess. Oh shit. The fan scorecard was different. The fan scorecard actually had Hernandez winning 115 to 113. The fan scorecard had Junto losing that fight. I just want you to know that. Yeah. I mean, the fan scorecard is, you know, the fan scorecard. It don't count, but the fans actually saw the fight different. They saw Junto losing the fight. Damn. Eesh. I mean, hey, the fans have the right to speak the truth too. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but I mean, Kameda, man, he's been in a lot of good fights for such a young like fighter. Like, what's his record? 16-9, right? Uh he's 27 years old. He's not like like washed up or anything between the brothers, between the fighting brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Um, he beat John Casamera. He lost to Alan David Picasso. Now that fight with Alan David Picasso and him went like back and forth. I remember it was like that was a good fight. You want to check out a good fight? Check out Alan David Picasso versus him. Now, Alan David Picasso beat him. You know what I'm saying? He ended up beating him, but I remember that was a good fight. Um, Luis Pantera Nari fight with Kameda. He also fought Luis Pantera Nari. So look, he's been in there with some like John Casamari. He's got a win over him. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't listen. I don't by any means stretch of the imagination. I think that this Japanese dude is like finished because he got these losses. Just look at the guys he lost to. You know what I mean? I think Hernandez got to at least do that. Wouldn't you guys think? You know what I'm saying? Prove himself. Hernandez got in the ring. He's got Junto on his resume in a wrestling category, but he shared the ring with him. You got that kind of you fought against that kind of fighter, you know? So um yeah, you know, at least let him prove himself in that way. Um the Japanese dude lost to some pretty good talent, you know. Alan David Picasso, man, he's a good fighter, bro. He's a good fighter. He knows how to survive too. Naoya Inoue could not get through that defense, man, and get to him. That tall Mexican kid was he was alert. He was alert. He knew how to move. He knows how to dance. His offense, it's not easy to get to Naoya Inoue, so I don't fault him in that. It's not easy to get to him. Naoya Inoue has to do like mistakes, for you to catch him, but you're definitely not like, you know, baiting him and shit like that. Or you're usually not leading the dance. He's leading the steps. Naoya Inoue, usually. He's always the one that's taking the first step, edging closer, applying the pressure. Then soon the guys in front of him, they forgot what the fucking game plan was. They're trying to survive and shit. So Alan David Picasso was really good. His defense was good. His counters were good off the defense. It wasn't like you could stick around with Alan and David Picasso on the inside neither. He can punch. And Naoya Inoue, it was very difficult, but no one, no one has ever put Alan David Picasso down in his career. No one. So you got to give it to the man. He's decent. So that's look. My thoughts on the fight. I think if it was a 10-round fight, it would favor him. 10, 12 round fights, it would favor him. This 8-round shit that's being presented here, um, it's gonna make them fight more intense, both fighters, Hernandez and him, because they're gonna know they don't got a lot of time. So whatever I thought the feeling out process would have been, um, and the way the fight would have played out in this scenario being 8 rounds, um, I think that I think they might just get right to it. And in that case, there's gonna be opportunity there for Hernandez. Hernandez is tough, durable. Junto was cracking him with everything he had. He wasn't moving the man. And Junto was banging him. And Hernandez walked through it. Are you gonna sit here and tell me Kameda here hits harder than Junto? That Kameda has more skills than Junto? I think in an 8-round fight, it might favor Hernandez. He did come out quick, right, with Junto, right? He started off fast, right? So I think he did. I'm asking. Um, and yeah, man, I thought if the fight goes longer, maybe it would favor. But in this scenario with the 8 rounds, I'm gonna have to favor Hernandez on this one. Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm gonna have to favor that. I mean, like when you look at his record and you say what guy fought him that can imitate Hernandez and like be a little bit on spontaneous and stuff, John Casamaro, bro. He's just coming off a victory off of John Casamaro, man, a unanimous decision in 2025 was his last fight. So that was his last video. Now John Casamaro went on to beat Luis Pantera Nari. I get it. I get it. Um, but yeah, bro, he's been in the ring with those kind of guys, with the Luis Pantera Naris, the John Casamaro, the Alan David Picasso's, the Japanese dude. He's not shook on Hernandez's style. So I think that his experience with these kind of fighters. So this fight is very intriguing. And that 8-round shit makes it even more intriguing. I really don't know how to. There's so many scenarios there because I like the way Hernandez handled Junto. If you can handle Junto like that, what makes me think, you feel me? That's why I got Hernandez in the fight. We'll find out, bro. We will and then, the same, you might as well just stick in fucking Japan. Just stick around to watch Naoya Inoue kid brother defend the belt again. What about that situation? Why is it that he's getting a shot again at the title? You already beat him. What the? Why do you got? Why does he get the rematch off the loss? I could see the rematch if the champion lost, and we had a rematch clause, and I want a rematch because I lost. How does the loser get a rematch? Tenji. How does he get a I like politics, politics, and I've been telling you for a long time. They've been dying to fucking replace the Naoya Inoue brothers with this Tenji dude. They've been wanting to put a belt on that dude for a long time. They're like speed tracking him. He's good. He's actually good. He beat the Maloney, Andrew Maloney. He beat him down, bro. I like that one. He fought. If he would have fought Takuma in a way, like he fought Maloney at least, I think he would have a better chance. I truly believe he did not respect Takuma at all. He didn't want to make any adjustments in the fight. Nothing. And Takuma boxed him. Takuma, in a way, taught him a boxing lesson. But I gotta admit, Tenji didn't look like himself. I don't know what was wrong, but you got your shot. You got your opportunity. You lost. Next man up. Somehow, I don't know what the fuck happened. Somehow, some way, he's next again. How do you guys feel about that? I don't know, man. My opinion, Japan wants to put a belt on that dude. For some reason, I don't think Japan, I don't live on that side of the world. But for some reason, I think that there's a group of people in Japan that they don't like Naoya Inoue or his dad or his brother. I think they feel like they've been on top too long. And now they need a new Japanese star or somebody's family, somebody something. Because it seems like you got Naoya Inoue right there, right? And Japan is constantly trying to put someone else. And I'm like, y'all don't see that monster standing right there? Why don't you guys all just get behind him? And he's elevating your city, your country, your fighters, and everything. And it seems like I don't know. I'm not on that side of the world. I don't know how their culture runs or what, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's the same here. Everybody don't support Tank. Everybody don't support Devin. All Americans don't. So I guess it's like the same, I guess. But when you got a superstar like that, like Neil Yanaway, well, you got the Terrence Crawford, and no, everybody didn't come together neither, right? Did they? So yeah, I guess if I come to think about it, you know, I guess, Japan's just like everywhere else. They like a different fighter for whatever reason, but I've been noticing that though. Like there's a lot of Japanese fighters out there, and they're not all on board with Naoya Inoue and his brother and his father and Ohashi promotes Ohashi. He's got like the bulk of the Japanese fighters though. He really does. There's some scattered here and there, but for the most part, since the arrival of Naoya Inoue, I got to admit, throughout the past, I've been watching Naoya Inoue for over 10 years. I've been watching his fights. And since he's brought that promoter up with him, Mohashi, I never heard of him really until Naoya Inoue. I can't say that I ever have. I know he was a boxer at one time, but I didn't know anything about him. Naoya Inoue brought all that, plus the bantamweight division from 105 all the way to 126. He put it on his back, Naoya Inoue. He's never even fought at 126, and he has the entire 126 division on his back. And he's never even fought there or got a belt. But whose name rings in 126? Naoya Inoue's. Above all the champions. They're all waiting to fight him. That's how powerful his name is. That's how powerful he made himself as an attraction. That's the money train right there. Naoya Inoue. He's the Conor. He's the Conor McGregor. The money cow, cash cow fight. He's the Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's the Tank Davis of that division. Naoya Inoue. So when I think of these fights, yeah, man, I just want to see these guys, fight, perform. I want to see John Casamero get back up in there. I was hoping Naoya Inoue say he was going to fight in October. I saw it. And shout out to the Round One Sports Talk chat. A lot of you guys be sending me stuff, emails and videos and shit. JV there, he sent me a video of the Naoya Inoue, when Naoya Inoue and Takuma Inoue were at this place in Japan, and they were taking the time out the day and teaching, doing the pad works and stuff with young Japanese kids and stuff, and they were just giving back to the community. They had an interview there, and when you do the translation, that shit does not translate well at all. I know 70% of that shit he did not mean that. That's not the way. And the thing is, in translation, like Latin, we get this all the time. Because when you speak Puerto Rican, actually, when you're speaking it, what you're saying is actually backwards when they say it in America language. Like if I was to say, get up, go, close the door, you would translate it backwards. The get up part would be said first, close the door, everything like that. Feel like it would be backwards. But it's translated and we understand what you're saying in English. But our dialect When we explain it, it doesn't work in Latin like that. It's not going to work when you explain it. So it's weird and I get that being a Latin man and growing up, and an American person asks me, "Hey, can you say this for me? How do you say this?" And I'm looking at her and I'm saying to myself, if I say this to you in English, word for word, the way I just said it in Latin, it's going to be backwards to you. You understand? So when I'm hearing the interview in Japan, in the AI or whatever, or the translator, the texting, trying to break it down, the caption, it's way off. And and from years of me doing the same thing, like hearing a Latin guy talk, and when the American translator says it back in America, she's wrong. And I'm like, nah, he didn't say that. He said this, and this. So when I watch these interviews and stuff and it gets translated like that, I got to do my due diligence to try to like figure out where they were going in the con, because it'll be crazy. They'll be like, we plan on going up to 126, and it'll translate back. Well, the 126 division is like water, and I'm going to go through water, but I'm going to swim upstream, and I'm going to be I'm going to be ready for the division. But if Bam Bam Rodriguez floats on clouds, then I will defeat him in the rising sun. I don't think that's what he said. All right, like, no, it'll translate to some crazy shit like that, and I'm like, nah. And some of it's like, when the cow goes north, I will meet him on the top of the mountain. Like, no, no, he ain't meeting you at no top of the mountain. But I think phrases and expressions in Japan, like if you like in Puerto Rico, will have one word for a phrase, or you can say huevo. Let's just use that, right? For multiple fucking things. That word will mean it depends how you use it in the sentence, you know? And like, there's a lot of words like that. It just depends where you put it. So I think that's what's happening. And I know exactly that is what's happening in the translation of Naoya Inoue and his kid brother, when they were talking about, what their next steps are in boxing. And Naoya Inoue, he had a big schedule. He had a big schedule. He fought 4 times last year. Okay, gentlemen. He had a big schedule, so it might be good to give his body a little time to rest. I was really hoping he said he wanted to fight in October, and maybe he picked John Casamero. You know what I mean? For a stay busy fight, give John a chance here. I thought that, I would like it, but like, that's me, crazy Edwin, fight fan enthusiast, not satisfied with all the blood. I want more blood, more blood, Or Naoya, in a way, take your rest, take your time. He's shooting for the Bam Bam Rodriguez situation. I don't think it happens. No, I don't think Bam Bam Rodriguez will be ready. No, not right now. No. Bam Bam Rodriguez, if he wants that fight, he's even going to have to go up further to fight Naoya Inoue. He's going to have to go to 126. I think Naoya Inoue has proven everything he needed to prove at 122. And the beginning of the year, what we're going to get is Naoya Inoue entering 126. That's my prediction. I don't think, look, it's up to the fighter. At the end of the day, the coach can suggest anything he wants. I think Robert Garcia is an amazing coach, excellent guy. and he has great fighters over there. Okay, he has Raymond Morataya. I fucking love that guy. That guy is the definition of getting out the mud. He got better and better and better and better gradually. Started learning things about fighting, and he noticed he had a knack for it. And he's actually a really good fighter that's learning. Raymond Morataya is a good student. Let's just leave it at that. I'll talk about him some other time. He's a great student, man. That kid right there, he's a good student. So I know that Robert Garcia is a smart coach, but he said it himself. It's really up to the fighter. If the fighter wants to take the chance, my job is to train him and to get him ready for the fight he wants. Bam Bam Rodriguez wakes up tomorrow and tells Robert Garcia, bro, I want this fight. I'm paying you to train me. Do your job. Get me ready for this fight. That's what. So Robert Garcia, he's on board either way. Robert Garcia is going to do his job as the trainer and the coach. He's going to get you, and as long as you show up every day, you give him your all. You don't fuck around with your diet, and you're dialed in with everything. Roberts will be able to do his job at the best. But Roberts against the 8 ball when he got the fighter fucking not showing up on time, not keeping his diet. Now that Roberts fighting uphill, and his name is on the line as a coach because he's still going out there with you. And even though Robert knows you've been fucking off, and if it's going to show tonight and you lose, you're going to know why. But now Robert Garcia's fighting camp took a hit. They got a loss. You got to go down with your coach, and the coach got to go down with the student. Okay? But the coach is still going to be there for you, whether you took it serious or not. Sometimes there's those rare cases where the coach is like, you know what? I'm not walking out there with you. You didn't take this. I'm not putting my coaching label on you if it gets that bad, right? So Robert Garcia is going to do his job regardless. Regardless. But one of his jobs is to be honest with his student and his fighter. That's part of it. You know, he's not going to tell his fighter, yo, you're going to lose. He's going to tell his fighter in the right way. I don't think you should take this fight right now. I think you need to focus and take these fights at right here. And son, please listen to me. Don't ask too many questions. Okay? I'm telling you, you need a couple more fights. And if you believe in me, like you have haven't I got you all the way here? Haven't I made you a world champion? Believe in me then. Don't make me break it down and explain and say, bro, he's going to whoop your fucking ass. You want me to come out and tell you? You're not going to win this fight, bro. You're not ready to fight him. You will be if you believe in the process. I'll get you there. Robert Garcia. And I think Robert Garcia is going to tell him that. Now, no matter what Robert says, if Bam Bam turns around, I heard you out, Robert. I heard everything you got to say. I'm still taking the fight. At that moment, Robert's going to shut up and he's going to go to work. He's going to do what his student asks him. Get me ready for this fight. That's all I'm asking you to do, Robert. At this point, I'm not paying you to think. I'm paying you to coach. Robert understands that. But Robert takes a liking to these guys. And Robert knows the seriousness and the price we pay if you're not prepared. And Robert Garcia knows, and he loves his fighters. That man bleeds, eats, shits, boxing. Robert Garcia. No matter how you view him, I think he respects all his fighters. And he's going to tell them, but sometimes in boxing, you got a lot of egos. A lot of egos. You know what I mean? And the boxer doesn't like to be told what to do. Yo, you need to be coming in the gym at this time, here. Sometimes these boxers win a world title and that shit gets to their head. And you know what? The next mistake, I need a new head coach because this head coach doesn't let me do what I want to do. Nah, man, that's you. Should have listened to Robert, you know? So, hey, look, fight fans, we watched the bid today. The video was mainly meant on Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis, and the purse bid. And I always like talking about boxing, so I hope I kept you entertained with just boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? We already got our answer with the Keyshawn Davis situation. 8.5 million, 0.550 is what was the bet. Top Rank, Bob Arum and them, they won the bet. The fight will be promoted. A lead promoter on the fight will be Top Rank, and it will be streamed on the Zone. That's the end of that. Now, who else gets on the card? I'll keep you up to date. I will be following this. I want to see how they divide the money and who they're going to have for a full main event. Is the main event going to suck up all the money? You're going to get a dry card with just the main event? You know, if you guys are cool with that, that's where all the money went. So we got to see how the money's divided, who gets what, and did Keyshawn Davis's side fumble the bag? So, fight fans, we're going to talk about all that and more. Listen, do me a favor and hit the like on this video. I will be seeing you guys tonight. Text in your comments, your questions today in this chat, or leave it in the comments because this is where I'm going to read today's comments from this live stream so that I can answer your comments tonight. I'm going to read your name out, your comment, and we're going to talk about it. All right. So leave your comments in the comments below. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Listen, people.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
You know who the real champ is. You see the belts. Frontline. You know what I'm saying? It's just right now. He is currently the voluntary belt holder. He like holds the belt for the real champion. So right now, he's the pretending champion. I'm taking shots at my co-host while he's not here. Don't tell him I did this. Oh, he's going to find out. Yo, love yourselves. Love yourselves. I'll see you guys tonight. What the hell was that button I pressed? I don't know what that did. I was looking for that button. But anyway, whatever that sound made. See you guys tonight. Leave your comments in the bottom, and I'll get right back to you. Peace.